Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I looked up the definition of shit in the Oxford Dictionary and found a picture of the Cambridge Dictionary. Sometimes I'll be out on a date with a woman and things are going great, so I'll ask her back to my place for some coffee, but she'll always say no. I think it's because when I say coffee, I actually go, coffee. I once boasted before a boxing match that I let my fists do the talking. During the fight, it turned out that my face did a lot of listening. I hired a private investigator to follow my wife around. That way, I'll know where both of them are while I'm cheating with his wife. When I was a kid, my mum used to spank me a lot with the wooden spoon, which probably explains why her cakes always tasted like arse. The most painful way to find out no one likes you is stage diving. They say even a broken clock is right twice a day. And it's at those times that I try to sell my broken clock. The other day, I smothered a guy to death. Now the look that he had on his face when he died is permanently imprinted in my memory foam pillow. For the past few weeks, my girlfriend had been dropping hints about what she wanted for her birthday. So on her birthday, I got her a book on how to communicate directly. I hate it when I open up a packet of crisps and find there's mostly air inside. I reckon it'd only be fair if the person responsible for this were to crash their car and find the airbag was full of crisps. After my grandma died, I recorded an acoustic album in her memory. It was titled Life Support. But so I was reading about the origins of all the racial slurs that are used against Chinese people, and it turns out there's a unique story behind each one, which is ironic because Chinese people are all the same. I know some of you are a bit iffy about that joke, but I'm allowed to tell it because I'm Chinese, and every other Chinese person is also allowed to tell it because we're the same like that. I often ask myself, how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? Because I plan on doing the bare minimum. I'm in trouble with law. Apparently, you can't christen babies the same way you christen ships. Half the castle would work better if there were no prize. That way, one kid is disappointed, but everyone else is happy. Sometimes, when I watch porn, I see ads which say there are women in my area who want to fuck me. This makes me feel even more hopeless for not being able to find them. So, you know when you get your hair cut and the guy stands behind you with a mirror to show you the back of your head? I wish I could get that sort of help whenever I wipe my ass. Sometimes, when I'm at swingers parties, I feel like eavesdropping on conversations, but I don't want to look suspicious, so I stand around and wank. I'm from Australia, and people who are thinking about visiting Australia always want to ask me whether we really have lots of deadly spiders and whether we really have lots of racists. And my answer to both these questions is, well, yes. But you don't have to worry, because the spiders and racists are more afraid of you than you are of them. Yeah, I'm finding audiences here aren't entirely comfortable with me depicting Australians as being racist. And the ironic thing about that is, this joke will work better when I go back where I came from. The other day, I was running for a bus, but the bus closed its doors and took off. As soon as it did, it hit someone and stopped again. Now, I have to admit that my first thought when this happened was, oh good. Now I have to catch the bus. But then I started feeling guilty, because the victim was someone that I just pushed out of my way. I answered a personal ad to a woman who claimed to have the body built for sin. It turns out that sin was gluttony. Asparagus makes my piss smell funny, and vice versa. I was once on a plane that crashed in the mountains, and we had to resort to cannibalism in order to survive. I found it hard eating meat that was recognisable as body parts, and it made me wish that I'd packed a sausage maker. If you don't know what a glory hole is, don't look into it. So, I saw some people from the Christian church dancing on the street to promote their religion, and it made me think that if they want people to join them, they really should be doing a conga line. Now, you may or may not know that when a man dies by hanging, he'll sometimes bring a massive stick with him. Has anybody written this? No? Well, the scientific explanation for it is when you hang a man, you can sometimes damage the spinal cord in such a way that causes an erection. But I prefer to believe in a supernatural explanation, which is whenever an innocent man is hanged, he'll get a boner, which points at the real murderer. I once asked a girl, "What's a girl like you doing in a place like this?" She laughed and said, "That's a really bad pickup line." So to save face, I told her that I was actually being racist. Other than that, thank you.
I've come to the horrible realization